The first step, which we were talking about, is about setting your electrification goals for the fleet. This is crucial and fairly simple if you think about it, although it might take you the most time. It can range from as simple as a non negotiable, let's comply with the policy in the markets that we operate in. So there might be a target, for example, in BC saying by 2026, 30% of the fleets, new fleet or vehicles are going to be electric. What does that mean for your customers, for the markets, for the zones that you operate in? There might be specific rules and regulations which basically say there is a right to operate, which again works back from compliance, which makes operating in certain ZEV zones, for example, impossible without a green fleet or an electrified fleet. So your objective in the short term urgently to maintain your customer base, retain your customer base could be to comply and to sustain your right to operate in the markets where electrification is already a push. The other goals could be to differentiate. You could be the first or the early green fleet for customers who are seeking that. You could also be the most efficient or cost effective fleet and hence be able to better offer prices, overall suite of solutions to your customers. So there is a differentiation angle. You might want to sustain. So when I say sustain, I basically mean your sustainability goals. It could be your net zero emission goals in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, as independent fleets, as part of larger organizations with captive fleets. So your sustainability goals, which are likely to be in the medium or the long term, play a very important role in terms of what your medium long term goal is going to be. And last but not the least is to lead. You might want to be the first green ride sharing platform, for example, in the city, or the fifth, or the most efficient, most accessible, right? And number of things. But there we are talking about being the first mover and creating a category of sorts at the early stage. So when we look at these different angles and goals, what we need to be coming out of is two things. One, immediate short term goals for electrification. What is it? Is it to comply, to maintain your right to operate? Or on the other end of the spectrum, it actually is starting to define your business model and you want to lead, you want to lead with a green, clean differentiation in the market today. So any of these goals could be right now, right here, or in the medium to long term. What we need to come up with is what is that short term goal and what is that long term goal.
If you want to see more of this conversation, get in touch with us at fleets@pluginbc.ca and we will direct you to the entire video and also be happy to answer any additional questions you may have.